Where in the Bible is the Pope? Why did Catholics have statues? Where in the Bible is purgatory, and why did Catholics pray to saints? When I moved to Nashville to Middle Tennessee from South Florida, I got inundated with lots of questions just like this. Just coming out of the grocery store in the parking lot, people, I don't even know how they knew I was Catholic, but people would come up to me and ask me all of these types of questions. And at the time, I didn't really know my faith very well, so I had a really hard time answering these types of questions. But nobody likes to look stupid in the parking lot of a grocery store, so I started really reading and studying my faith. Eventually, I ended up going to college, and at this point now, I think I can answer most of those questions pretty well. But even so, after all this time, there was still something about that whole experience that just didn't sit right with me, something that bothered me about the whole thing. And after thinking about it for a long time, it occurred to me that purgatory and statues these things are important, but the truth is they're not the central aspect of our faith. They're not the reason why we come together as the Catholic Church on Sunday morning. It's not what brings us together. Popes come and go, they change, but our identity as the Catholic Church, it doesn't change. We still remain Catholic even though the Pope changes. Statues, you may not have been in a Catholic church in the last 50 years, but there's this unfortunate thing going on where it's hard to find a statue in any Catholic church, and it's really sad, but it hasn't redefined who we are. We're still the Catholic Church. Saints, one saint that I truly admire is Saint Maximilian Kolbe, but I think many Catholics don't even know who he is. And I'm sure there's tons of saints that I don't know who they are. That doesn't affect me being Catholic or us being part of the Catholic Church or us being Catholic. And purgatory, I think a lot of Catholics would have a hard time explaining what purgatory is or why it's important. And while it's an important teaching, it's not the reason why we're coming together on Sunday morning. So that leaves the question, what is it that is central to our faith? What is the reason that we're coming together on Sunday morning? What is it that is making us Catholic, that when we come together? And the obvious answer to that is the Mass, the sacrifice of the Mass. We come together on Sunday mornings as a church to celebrate the sacrifice of the Mass and to receive Jesus Christ truly present in the Holy Eucharist. Our teaching on the Holy Eucharist comes from the Bible. It was foreshadowed throughout the Old Testament, especially in the story of the Passover. And then in the New Testament, in the Synoptic Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and in Paul's letter to the Corinthians, the story of the Last Supper. Then again in the Gospel of John in chapter 6, Jesus is very explicitly teaching what we believe as the true presence of Christ in the Holy Eucharist. Then again, we see the Eucharist taught in the last book of the Bible, in the book of Revelation. This is what we call the source and summit of our faith. It is what makes us Catholic. It is our identity. It is the reason why we come together as a Catholic Church on Sunday morning. And it is the question that we want you to ask us in the grocery store parking lot, because this is the reason why we are Catholic. As Catholics, we should always be studying our faith, especially apologetics. So we've put together the 10 Essential Apologetics Books that we believe all Catholics should read. You can get a copy of that list for free at the link in the description below. Check out that list. Thank you for watching this video. We will see you in the next one.